In a small, dusty village in India, where dreams were often lost in the swirling winds of reality, lived a girl named Hina. Her world was small, but her dreams were as vast as the sky. From the time she was a little girl, Hina had a passion that burned brighter than the midday sun. Painting. While other kids chased each other through the narrow lanes, Hina would be found by the mud walls of her home, her small hands busy. She'd crush stones into powder, mix soil with water, and create her own palette from the earth itself. With these humble, earthy shades, she painted tales of hope, love, and the dreams she held in her heart. But her art was a language no one seemed to understand. The villagers would often pass by, shake their heads, and chuckle. "She's a strange one, that girl painting with dirt." Her father, a simple laborer who toiled from sunrise to sunset, loved her dearly, but was weighed down by the harsh realities of their life. He'd look at her stained fingers and sigh, "Hina, my dear, these colors won't put food on our table." His words were heavy with worry. But they couldn't extinguish the fire in her soul. So Hina painted on. Every evening after the day's chores were done, she would return to the old wall of her home, her sacred canvas, turning dust into dreams. Her fingers were always stained with soil, the very color of her struggle and the color of her spirit. Then, one bleak winter morning, the world she knew crumbled. Her father, the strong man who could carry mountains of bricks, fell gravely ill. He became so weak that even lifting a glass of water was a struggle. Suddenly, the immense weight of their survival fell onto Hina's small young shoulders. With a heavy heart, she packed away her earthy paints, folded up her dreams, and locked them away. She had to work. Every day she hauled heavy baskets of sand at a construction site, her tiny frame straining under the load. The money she earned was barely enough for her father's medicine. Her hands, which once danced to create beauty, were now raw and covered in painful blisters. Yet deep within her heart, the colors of her dreams refused to fade away completely. One afternoon, a twist of fate intervened. While Hina was quietly sweeping the floors at the village school, a new art teacher from the city noticed something extraordinary. Faded by the sun and rain, but still strikingly beautiful, was a mural on the wall behind the school. It depicted children playing joyfully under a warm sun, painted entirely in shades of soil, stone, and ash. Intrigued, he asked the students, "Who painted this incredible mural?" In unison, all the small fingers pointed towards the quiet girl with the broom. When the teacher approached Hina, she was shy and hesitant. "Sir," she mumbled, looking at the floor, "I just play with mud. It's not real art." The teacher's eyes softened as he smiled warmly. "Art doesn't come from expensive paints, Hina. It comes from the heart. And your heart has created something truly special. Have you ever thought about joining an art competition in the city?" Hina froze. The city? The magical place where real artists lived, armed with fancy brushes and a rainbow of bright, shining paints. The thought was overwhelming. She had none of that. She only had her bag of dirt and stones. But the teacher saw the spark in her eyes. He insisted, encouraged her, and even paid for a bus ticket to the city. On the day of the competition, Hina stepped into a large, glittering hall. It was a world away from her village. Canvases gleamed under bright lights. Other participants were setting up their professional easels and opening expensive kits filled with every color imaginable. Hina felt small and out of place as she quietly walked in, clutching a simple cloth bag. Inside was her treasure: soil, stones, and a small bottle of water from her village well. The judges watched with puzzled curiosity as she sat on the floor, poured out her soil onto a simple wooden board, and began mixing her colors. She crushed a reddish stone for her reds, mixed dark soil for her browns, and used ash for her grays. Then, with hands that trembled slightly, she began to paint. Her painting wasn't technically perfect like the others. It didn't have sharp lines or vibrant, glossy colors. But it had something far more powerful. It had life. It told a story. It was the story of her father, his tired, hard-working hands, his silent strength, his loving gaze. It was the story of a little girl who refused to let go of her dreams, even when the world told her they were worthless. It was a portrait of love, painted with the very earth that had witnessed her struggle and her resilience. When the time came to announce the results, Hina stood quietly in a corner, her hands tightly gripping her small bag of colors, ready to go home. Then, a voice boomed through the speakers. echoing through the silent hall. And the first prize goes to Hina from Shandapur village. For a moment, there was stunned silence. Then the hall erupted into thunderous applause. Hina couldn't believe what she was hearing. Hina, her soil-colored dreams had just turned to solid gold. Tears of disbelief and joy streamed down her face. From the stage, clutching her trophy, the first thing she did was call her father, Abba. I won, she whispered into the phone, her voice choked with emotion. On the other end, her father's weak voice trembled, not with sickness, but with immense pride. My child, he said softly, his words a balm to her soul. Even if a dream is made of soil, ... With hard work, it turns into gold. From that day forward, Hina's life was transformed. Became more than just a painter. She became a symbol of hope for every child in every small village who dared to dream a dream that seemed impossible. She continued to paint, her art now gracing galleries instead of just mud walls, but she never forgot her roots. Her favorite colors remained the humble shades of the earth. She proved to the world that art isn't about luxury or expensive tools. It's about courage. It's about love. And sometimes all it takes is a little bit of soil and a heart full of dreams. Thank you so much for watching Hina's incredible story. If her journey inspired you, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more stories that touch the heart. We'll see you in the next video.